Hello, and welcome to the SPANNFLOWER Channel. I am SPANNFLOWER, and this is the Political Sports Report. Okay, let's get to it. And let me get my glasses on so I can see you all better and we can have a good discussion today. All right, let's get to it. All right, first up, I wanted to say thank you for everyone that took some time last week, that commented, that pressed that like button on our video titled, Was It Worth It? Detailing the issues and concerns about the District Attorney Fannie Willis down there in Fulton County. She's prosecuting President Trump and all of that, and so she is in a world of trouble right now. And once more facts come out, we'll definitely bring it to the channel. But for today, we're gonna land right here in the city of Chicago, where I am from, because we got a heck of a lot of stuff going on here too. Just want to report it out to the channel and get you all thoughts and opinions on it. And we will have our conversation in the comment section for all of you all if you want to make your opinions and comments known. All right, so firstly, let's get on over to our Just the Facts. And every broadcast we start off with, we have 3 segments: Just the Facts, Public Opinion, which would you prefer? So those are the 3 main topics that we are talking about, and it's different things inside of those topics that we branch into. So if you like these videos, let me say it again, hit that like button, subscribe, share, place your comment in the comment section, and I do read the comments because I'm interested in what you all have to say, and I do respond. All right, let's get to it. Okay, so here we go. Just the facts. All right, so Romeo Nance is a 23-year-old young man who is accused of fatally killing 8 people in Joliet Township, which is a little over 40 miles outside of Chicago. And this happened on January 21st. And law enforcement had a news conference on Tuesday. The Joliet Township law enforcement had a news conference on Tuesday, which was yesterday, detailing what happened. And I'm going to let you all take a look at the video to see for yourself. And, we can talk about it because this is a reoccurring theme and we need to really put a spotlight on it. Okay? So take a look at the video.
Suspect's death has only deepened the mystery. Police say Nance knew 7 of his 9 victims, but with the other 2, those shootings may have been random. At the homes police describe as Joliet's worst ever crime scene, investigators were moving evidence after dark in a quest for answers that may never come to light.
We can't get inside his head. We just don't have any clue as to why he did what he did.
For Romeo Nance, it came to an end at this Texas gas station Monday night. Nance taking his life, police say, during a confrontation with U.S. Marshals. One day earlier, police say he shot and killed 7 relatives in those 2 homes. 5 of them adults ranging in age from 20 to 47, and 2 unnamed girls ages 14 and 16. Their bodies found after police staked out the homes looking for Nance, who was wanted for other shootings.
It was at that time that they noticed blood located on the front of the door and fresh gunshot wounds to the door.
Police say after Nance killed his relatives, he shot perhaps randomly 2 other people Sunday afternoon. The first a man who was on his driveway. Video shows the shots coming from a red Toyota Camry. That man survived, his home now riddled with bullet holes. Minutes later, police say Nance shot another man in the head, killing him at this apartment complex outside Joliet. By Monday night, police had information Nance was in Texas.
A helicopter had located the suspect vehicle on I-35, and Texas law enforcement was mobilizing additional resources to stop the vehicle.
Less than an hour later, Romeo Nance was dead. Police say Nance has no known connection to Texas and tried to elude authorities there by replacing his license plates with ones he stole.
Next up, Maher Kasum, a 63-year-old man who allegedly shot his wife and 3 daughters at their home in Tinley Park, Illinois, around 11:30 a.m. on Sunday, January the 21st. Now, Tinley Park is like 30 minutes outside of Chicago, Illinois. It's a semi-affluent area, so it's not like it's in the inner city. It's a suburban area outside the city of Chicago. And Joliet is a township or city, whatever you want to call it, outside of the city of Chicago, okay? Now, I want you to pay attention to this video, the video reporting from this particular situation, which all of them are heartbreaking and senseless, but let's pay attention to the video. All right.
He admitted to killing his wife and 3 adult daughters on Sunday. He faced toward attorneys in the courtroom, shaking his head at times as he listened to the gruesome details. It was 11:30 Sunday morning. 63-year-old Maher Kasum called 911 saying his wife had been shot. Prosecutors say when police arrived to the home in the 7400 block of 173rd Place in Tinley Park, Kasum pointed them to the basement.
The defendant replied that there were 4 people shot and, quote, "I'm going to jail."
There, police found his wife and 3 daughters dead, each shot multiple times after getting into an argument with Kasum, court documents state. According to prosecutors, the defendant admitted to police it was he who shot them. His 19-year-old son, who also lives in the home, saw it all.
The defendant was recorded volunteering things about having just retired and that, quote, "she treats me like a dog. I worked 40 years," unquote. And, quote, "I worked all my life to give my family a better home, and they treat me like."
Dozens of people gathered at the Mosque Foundation today for a special funeral prayer service in honor of the victims. While the exact motive is unclear for what officials are calling an act of senseless domestic violence, Kasum's admission was allegedly recorded by a body-worn camera.
Defendant also stated, quote, 45 years. I worked 45 years. Money hungry pushed me to it.
Now, Kasum has no criminal record. He does have a FOID card, but no concealed carry license. The judge calling the defendant unstable and a possible threat to the community. And for that reason, he will be detained until his next court date on February 16th.
Lastly, we're going to talk about Maurice Clay Jr. He's 18 years old. He was shot outside his high school on the south side of the city of Chicago. Another senseless act of violence. And another man, you know, as they say, is going on home now. Young man. Let's take a look at this video.
To Christ Hospital only to find out their 18-year-old had been shot so many times investigators would only allow his mother to see part of her only son's face. By then, he'd already passed. More than a dozen bullet casings scattered on a school crosswalk indicate the brutality of the afternoon shooting.
I just can't believe this, that they shot my baby that many times, 15 times.
Teresa Mays was planning to pick up her son, Maurice Clay Jr., after Monday's basketball practice at Longwood Academy, like she did every day.
This was my biggest fear, that this was going to happen.
Investigators say Clay Jr. and another 27-year-old man were on the sidewalk outside the Southside Charter School when someone approached, unloaded gunfire, and took off. Clay Jr.'s family says that 27-year-old man was the teenager's older brother. Now a star year-round athlete, months away from high school graduation, will never realize his dream of playing football in the NFL. Relatives say Clay Jr.'s older brother was shot twice in the leg, but he is expected to be okay. Investigators have not arrested anyone.
Now, I did a video earlier in some of the previous videos that's on the channel talking about these issues that's going on in the city of Chicago, especially about this violence, you know, and it's heart-wrenching to have to report on these subject matters, but we do need to report on it. And let me just say, these were 3 different age ranges, and the one victim, 23 years old, he's dead, but he took people with him when he left. The second victim, well, he's not a victim, he's a predator, 63 years old, took four women with him when he left. And he's not gone. He just turned himself into the jail and wants to have a right to live and do all the things he wants to do after killing 4 people, and admitted to it and turned himself into the police as if, you know, and the last gentleman, Maurice Clay, gunned down 18 years old, future bright ahead of him, and now it's gone. My question is, are men in crisis right now? Should this be labeled a pandemic? I'm not bashing men one way or the other. I'm just talking about the fact that our men in our country are having some issues. You know, whatever the issue stems from, they're having issues. And we need to address it we need to address it. We cannot continue to ignore this, okay? Because you're taking our whole family members. It's violence against women, violence against other men, violence. We gonna not talk about the gun situation right now, but we gonna talk about the people that's actually pulling the trigger of these guns. And what is their mental situation? What is happening in the country where we have no kind of warrior mentality, where we can just persevere through the things we need to persevere through without crumbling. And we need to focus on why is that happening. You don't like somebody, just don't deal with them. What, do you have to go out there and kill them? What is that? And then you want to live? You want to have leniency? You want to be able to have forgiveness and be able to, I'm just saying, are we having an issue here? And we need to address the issue here with our men in our country. Now, we have some men out here that are outstanding individuals. They take care of their families, they're protectors, they do all the things that they need to do to protect themselves, their families, be providers, be loving, be caring towards their women, all of that. We're not talking about you all. We're talking about the ones that have an issue that they can't solve and they feel like picking up a gun is the issue, is the answer, I'm sorry. I don't know. Is it that we too much on social media? Is it in the music? Is it in where we're rearing? I mean, is it just that we just don't have no toughness in us anymore? What is it? And we need to pinpoint that. And I'm calling for a male pandemic, okay? Because, hey, listen, they're going through some changes right now and they need some help. Some of them need some help. I don't want to say all of them. I'm just speaking to the ones that are doing the things that they're doing now. Now, I did get a chance to look at the census data from 2020. And in that census data, it says that in 2020, females continue to comprise a slightly larger share, which is 50.9% of the total U.S. population, 168.8 million, compared with almost 162.7 million of males, who are 49.1% of the population. Now, there is other statistical data found in the 2020 census report, and I'll put a link to the data so that you all can take a look at it. And any of the videos that I have added to this video right here can be found in the description area on the video. Okay, so I'm making this point to say that men and women in this country, we need to be together. We have a lot of outside issues that we need to deal with that are geographical, that don't even concern the United States of America. But if our families are falling apart and we don't have a way to bind and stay together and everybody's just warring with each other, they said that, a house will crumble from within before it crumbles from without. So we need to really, really sit down and take a look at what's happening with our families, especially what's happening with our men, and we need to try to fix that problem, okay? So this is not a bashing male session. It's not a bashing female session. It's just wanting to talk about what is going on with all of these killings that's happening in the city of Chicago, the outside, the suburban areas of the Chicagoland area. Is not just relegated to poor areas. The shooting at Highland Park that occurred, that was an affluent area. So it's not just a where you live type thing. It's just happening all over the place where people have just reached their breaking point and they feel like they can't do nothing else but kill. And we need to talk about that. So let me know how you feel about it. Okay. Now, We're going to move on to our just the opinion, public opinion section of the video. And my thing is, okay, we got all this money to do whatever we're doing with abroad and elsewhere, when our houses are crumbling from within. Should the country and should our elected officials be paying more attention to what's going on in our own country? Because you can't, they're saying that these people that are coming here illegally or whatever the case may be are coming from war-torn situations and death and destruction and all of that. But it's happening right outside your doors with the taxpayers that are inside of your country that fund the same money that you're giving out to help these other individuals. So, should the country be more focused on what's going on inside of our own country? Let me know. And what would be the top issues that you would want our lawmakers to pay attention to? Okay? I'll post my comment about what I would like for them to pay attention to in the comment section. And I appreciate it if you all did the same. Now, for our last segment, we want to talk about which would you prefer. I'm asking this question I'm asking this question again. Which would you prefer? We had a primary in New Hampshire last night, and where we saw former President Donald Trump win again. So, let me ask this question again. Which would you prefer? Our president to the right, which is our former president to the right, which is Donald Trump, or our current president to the left, which is Joe Biden? Post your comments in the comment section. Which would you prefer and why? Okay. Now, what I like to say is thank you all for taking some time with me today. I know it was a little bit of a heavy session, but these are things that we need to talk about. I can't live here in the city of Chicago and not discuss the things that's going on in the city of Chicago that are very important. We got so many issues that's going on, and as I said it before in a previous video, Chicago is a wonderful place to live. We just need to clean up some of the things that's going on in the city as far as the crime and as far as the educational system, and get some good lawmakers in place that's going to care about what's happening with the citizens in the city of Chicago. Okay, this city is worth salvaging. It's worth living in. I've been here my whole entire life. Through thick and thin, I've been in the city. So I think Chicago is worth saving, and that's why I'm bringing these things to our attention, so that we can get some kind of prayer, or I don't know, moral cleansing. We need something to, combat these things that's going on with us inside our souls, our hearts, and our minds. Okay? So thank you all so much for taking some time with me today. You all have a blessed and wonderful day. Thank you. SPANNFLOWER out. Family, first of all, I would like to say our hearts and our prayers and our well wishes and condolences go out to the families that have been affected by the senseless violence. I didn't want to have to report on it, but it's something that we have to do because we need to make the citizenry aware of what's going on. And so it's what my heart feels for those families, and I just wanted to make sure that we let those families know from the SPANNFLOWER Channel that we are here. We're here for them, and that we really, really, really are sorry about their losses. Okay. And thank you to the news outlets that reported this information. All right. Thank you.